Okay. So is there anybody here for the first time that would like to unmute and just say hello? Let us know you're here. Anybody?
Well, I've been here watching you. I just don't say anything.
Who, Sheila?
Yeah, I'm Sheila.
Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
Well, I'm glad you.
I just don't say anything. I just listen.
Oh, well, feel free to participate anytime. Don't be shy.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
I'm glad you spoke up today. Thank you.
Yeah, I just listen usually.
Yeah.
So that listening to what everybody was saying, I've been following you for quite a while.
Oh, good. Good. I'm glad you.
Way, and I'm in the process of doing that now.
You're in the process of doing what?
Doing Lulu's way, in the van and stuff like that.
Oh, good. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yes, I can't wait to get to Florida.
Yay. Well, thank you for introducing yourself. I appreciate it.
I just love watching you.
And speak up anytime. Just, raise your hand and let us know what you're doing.
Right. Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else?
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Hi.
Oh,
hello.
Hi.
It's
Christy.
Hello.
Hi, Christy.
I've been on a few times here and there, but this will be my first time speaking with you guys.
Good. Good for you.
Hello. So actually, I was telling my kids that I'm going to speak tonight because since we're approaching a new month, perfect time because I'll be weighing myself on the first with you guys. And not that I haven't been weighing myself, but I'm going to switch to doing just on the first, so I'm not driving myself mad all the time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is helpful to do that. Good.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. Yeah, so I'm gonna so I've decided that I'm gonna go full on Lulu's way.
Yay! And you have a copy of the food plan. You have a copy of the food plan.
Yep.
Good.
And I watch you all the time on YouTube.
Oh, good.
Matter of fact, we were at someone's house this last weekend for the holiday, and we were talking. My friend, well, she's more like my niece, but we're like the same age. But she's saying, "Oh, this and that about losing weight." I'm like, I was telling her about the plan I'm gonna do, and she goes, "Well, what's it called?" And I go, "Well, I was telling her about measuring the carbs and protein." I go, "But it's called Lulu's Way." She's like, "What?" I go, "Oh, it's my friend's diet." And my husband goes, "Your friend? You've never even met the woman."
Well, now you have. Now you have.
Yeah, and I'm even gonna go 100%. I got some Dandy Blend. I'm a tea drinker. I drink black tea, but I drink with cream and sugar. So I'm just gonna go all in because I'm sick and tired of all these ups and downs. And should I have a piece of this, or will it hurt me if I have 2 sugars in my tea when I drink 2 or 3 teas a day? Right. So I'm just like,
well, good. So I'm glad you introduced yourself. I appreciate it. And feel free to raise your hand and contribute to these meetings because we enjoy it.
I actually been listening to the replays on YouTube, and it really keeps me motivated and inspired. And so I'm glad that everyone allowed you to do that.
Yes.
Because it kind of got me to finally join in and watch and now speak up with everyone else.
We've got some very motivating people here. We have people that are doing this.
I love everyone here. I love listening to all of you. And I don't know why I was so hesitant because I'm a very social person. I'm like you, Lulu. I just like speak to everyone. And I'm like, for some reason on Zoom though, I'm like,
yeah. Well, no more. Here you are. You came out. If everybody could mute, that would be terrific. And Kathleen is going to host tonight. So thank you for leading the meeting tonight, Kathleen.
Thank you. Well, hello, and welcome to Lulu's Way, healthy food, healthy life. My name is Kathleen, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be your host this evening. In order to keep this meeting free from distraction, we ask that all in attendance, please mute yourselves unless you are speaking. We also ask that you keep the video mode turned off if you are doing anything other than sitting and participating in this meeting so that we can minimize distraction. In this community, we gather to support, encourage, and inspire on the benefits of nutrition, weight loss, wellness, and the joy that comes from choosing to serve yourself well. We are not medically trained, nor do we have formal training in nutrition. We come together here for the sole purpose of providing support, sharing experiences, and promoting a healthy lifestyle. It may be wise to check with your healthcare professional for any dietary suggestions or advice you receive from this group discussion, particularly if you have health challenges. Individuals in this group may have different ideas on how to eat healthy. Just figure out what works best for you and do it your way. And now Lulu will open our week with her topic.
Thank you, Kathleen. The topic that we picked for tonight is staying motivated. How do you stay motivated? It's really exciting. Like when Christy was just talking about how she's all pumped up, ready to go. She's got all her stuff and she's going to, weigh in on the 1st. And here we go. Now, what are you doing 4 months later or 5 months later? Are you like, yep, here I go again tomorrow. Here I go again. Or are you just like, this again? It's about how can you stay like that. I loved hearing that enthusiasm because that is, you're just so full of hope. And it's about how do we stay full of hope? And how do you stay on track without it becoming something you have to do? If I don't do this, I'm going to be disappointed in myself. It's something that you just really want to do. It's just, that's the way it's worked out for me. Here I am 10 years later and I'm still in it. I'm still in it because I keep getting the benefits of it. And I know without a doubt that if I fall off this path, I am screwed. I'm screwed. Not just my weight. That would be the least of my problems was that I'd be fat again. That would be the least of my problems. And I don't want to be fat again. I don't want to be overweight again. It's hard to be overweight. I don't want to be overweight again. But I'm telling you, that would be the least of my problems. The life that I know today, the life that I have with peace and gratitude and just a love of myself will be gone just like this. The weight will take a time to come on, but just like a light switch, it will be like a shade will be drawn right in front of my face. And I can't choose that. I won't choose that. So I know what I have to do. I know what I need to do. And fortunately, I want to do it. So it's really helpful to be a part of a community like this. It's very helpful to be a part of this community because we all wait for each other. We all wait to hear, each other's weigh-ins. That will be next week's topic. We'll probably all talk about our progress because that's a really fun topic. And if you lose 5 pounds in the month, or you lose 3 pounds in the month, or 2, as long as you're heading in that direction, heading in the right direction, heading toward your goal. Like every day, I'm either going toward what I want or away from what I want. So I can't stand here and do nothing. I can't do nothing. There's always something for me to work on. If I found myself getting bored with my food, you better believe I'd try to figure out how to spice it up. And I would go and, get ideas from all of you. I get good food ideas from you. Rutabaga. I never thought about getting that. That was you, right, Nicole? Was it you? No.
It was rhubarb.
Rhubarb. Oh yeah, I know rutabaga. What am I saying? I cook it all the time. Rhubarb. Yeah. Never even thought of rhubarb. And I was just like, oh, I'm going to look for that next time. But, I don't know. I just love every meal that I have. I just love every meal that I have. I know what it does for me. I know I attribute so much of the positive things into my life. It all comes from my food plan because my food plan keeps my portions right so that I don't gain weight. My food plan provides me balanced nutrition, so I'm not over carbing or under vegging, you know. I could just say, well, it's just chicken without anything on it. But if you're eating a pound of it, you know what I mean? I feel like the healing that my body does, I just feel like my body's like a healing machine. I feel like, I can't remember the last time I even had a sniffle. And I know it's because my immune system is just saying, like, we're kind of really rocking this, Lulu. My immune system is just like, it's like got punching bags on. That's how it feels. But I could be sick tomorrow and that wouldn't even be true. But for today, it feels true. For today, it's true for me. Tomorrow is a new day, right? But today, it feels true for me that I am in charge of my health. I think, the main contributor to my good health is my actions and my choices. That's how it feels for me. And why do I want to take that away? Why would I want to rob myself of that? It would be gone. So I stay motivated because, those of you that come here and perhaps don't speak, you can do whatever you want. But I'm just saying that the minute that you make yourself known, you're part of a community, and then we get to know you, and then we wait for you. And it's not like we're going to wait for you and you have to be afraid, like, oh, they're going to yell at me. No one's going to yell at you, okay? But I guess it's an accountability in a way, but not really, because you can never show up again, if you don't show up again. But you'll know if it's Monday and you're like, man, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And I don't know if I can do this anymore. I really want to have these cookies that somebody just brought in the house and they're sitting there calling my name. If it passes through your mind, no, I want to go on the meeting on Thursday. And I want to say, you know something? There were cookies in front of my face and I just flipped them the bird. Just like, no, thank you. And then just to show up here and share that with you, because we'll all celebrate it with you. If that's just one thing that maybe keeps you going until Thursday, is just to show up here, because we all want you. Like, there's a few of you, I expect you to show up, that you're doing it and that you haven't strayed. I would almost, bet $1 million. No, I don't have $1 million. I would bet $10 that you're still doing it, but it can happen to the best of us. We can losing that motivation. It happened to me when I did this food plan about 25 years ago. I was in my early 40s and I did it for 3 years. And then one day I just stopped. I just decided, like, I just don't think I need to do this anymore. I didn't appreciate what I had. I wasn't even aware of all the benefits of it other than weight loss. It was all about weight loss. And if it's all about weight loss, that's not powerful enough to keep you going, in my opinion. You have to feel the quality of your life improving. You have to feel your health improving, your relationships improving. When there's not food in between everything, there's always food coming in between you and somebody. That's all the stuff, like, gosh, you just, I'm just saying, like, life is really good. Life is not revolved around food. When my life was revolved around food, it just pretty much owned me. It kind of dictated what I was going to do, where I was going to go, what I was going to have, when. It was all about how I was going to make that work. I was just never just a normal eater, That's why I was 241 pounds, which is a lot of weight. So I just invite you all to really get, really try to take advantage of this group and the community. If you're feeling a little bit shy, just do it. Just raise your hand and unmute yourself and just say it. You this and you don't need to just raise your hand and speak. If you're doing it perfectly and you're losing weight, we want to hear from. Raise your hand like Barb's sister did the first time she was here. She was just like, she raised her hand. She was like, I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. I don't know what I'm going to do because my health is an issue, and I can't. I don't know what to do. And didn't we all love to hear from her? And it's nice to see that she's on the path now. So talk about your challenges here too. You don't just raise your hand when everything's going well. Raise your hand when you're having challenges too. And then we get to know you, and then you'll have a room full of cheerleaders. And doing something this big, changing your lifestyle, changing everything you've ever done with food before and dieting before is over here, and something brand new. That's not easy. That's not an easy transition. But you know something? It's possible. If I could do it, anyone can do it. I don't know why. I'm just another bozo on the same bus as you, And I'm so grateful that you're all here, and I love this community. And let's talk. Barb, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, I just want to add something super fast. I like this topic because there are certain times of the year where it could be easy to be tripped up, right? And to lose our way. And you can imagine Thanksgiving could be challenging. Christmas, we've talked about these. Summer, and then summer, what we're going into, where we have barbecues and gatherings.
Yeah.
And so I think what's really important is that, right now we all have this, we're all I call it being in the zone, right? We know what we need to do. We eat the foods we need to eat. We stay on track, and we do what's best for us. We put us first because that's what's important. But it's so easy this time of year to kind of stray away. And so I encourage everybody to remember our whys, right? Why are we doing this? We had a whole discussion on that a couple of weeks ago. So just remember your why. Why are we doing this? And try to stay focused as we head into the summer with all the barbecues. And I wanted to share with you, I don't know if you all remember, but my why was my niece Anna, right? She's 8 years old, and I wanted to be able to play with her and do things with her. And at 190 pounds, that was not happening. But look at me now, playing with my girl Anna.
Yay!
So went up to Vermont. We played a little ball, and just.
I love it.
So that was my why. So that's when I just say, oh, this is why I'm doing it, right? And we all have our why. So I'm doing it for myself, and I'm doing it for my health, and I'm doing it to be happy and feel good about myself. It's not, for me, it's not about what size I am. I just want to be able to do that with Anna. And I want to be able to be present with her and my family and everybody. But anyway, that's my why. So I hope that we all stay motivated as we get into the holiday, it's my holiday, summer. I love summer. So let's all support each other and not lose track and stay in the zone. That's what I have.
Excellent, Barb.
All right.
And you know something,
Thank
Barb?
you.
That's a good thing that you pointed out about that video we have on your whys. What's your why?
Yeah.
If you're having a day go listen to your own why. You know, go listen to what you shared yourself. What was my why? And listen to yourself on that recording of what your why was, and just see if you can get it back there. You know, that's great, Barb. I love you. Look at you playing baseball with the kid. Oh God.
Oh God, it was so good. It was, and up there, who was talking? Mary. I went right by you, Mary, because I went right up 91. Shoo, shot right by you. And it was beautiful. It was like 60 degrees. I was like, oh, the best weather. So anyway, okay, so I will shoot it over to Kathleen.
Yay, okay. And, thanks, Kathleen.
Hi, Sherry. It's nice to see you today. Would you like to have a comment?
Hi, Kathleen and Lulu and Barb. Just a thank you to Barb for reminding us of your why. And I got emotional the first time you said it, and I'm getting emotional this time again. It's really good for me to remember that. It just makes me, I'm so sad that all those years my kids were growing up, they wanted me to go swimming with them, and I wouldn't go into a swimming suit. They wanted me, to do so many things, activities that I just didn't. And I wish I had met you all and you, Lulu, 30 years ago.
Well, if you met me 30 years ago, we would have been eating and not doing shit with the kids together.
So I am here now. It's going well, but I have noticed a few different times that my nighttime, slow down time is when I struggle a little bit. And it's not a lot of days. It's an occasionally I will start thinking, I wish I could have something, or I'm thinking about something. But it only lasts for a few minutes, and I remember why I'm doing this. I remind myself and how good I feel and how healthy I'm getting and all of that. And so it only lasts for a minute, but it happens. And then I was doing great. And yesterday I went to what we call a happy hour, my friends, and there's wine and cheese and crackers and snacks that everybody brings in, cakes, and it was a birthday celebration. And I was doing this thing where I was teeny tiny, I went just a teeny tiny. I don't know why I did that. I don't feel any better that I got to taste the little tiny teeny piece of cake, So, darn, I slipped. It was yesterday I slipped, but I'm back. Just sharing my failure.
Yeah. Well, no, but thank you for sharing that. We need to be reminded that it's never worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But when you're somewhere where there's like nothing that you can have, you, rather than thinking like, well, I got to have something, and it's got to be this is all that's here. And the answer is like you really don't need to have anything. If it was, especially if it wasn't a meal time, there's always a meal to have. And I would just be, if I would be at that saying, I would be looking at that stuff saying, the minute I get home, I'm going to be having myself a nice big huge meal. And because it's just not worth it. It isn't worth it. Even being there, doing those little bits and pieces, that whole head game, they're like, oh, just take a little bite, and then you get another little bite. You can like sliver something to death all day long. Just going to have a sliver, and then it's like, oh, I think I just ate that whole cake.
Yeah.
So you were aware that you did that. You were just like doing those little bits. Never worth it.
Nah.
But here you are.
I think I learned a lesson. I hope I learned a lesson.
Well, here you are today. So it means that you're not like, screw it. I ate last night. You're back trying again, but just keep sticking with us. Thank you for sharing.
That was good that you were able to share that. And how about you, Mary? You've got something to contribute.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mary.
Hi, everybody. I was invited out last night for dinner. Well, they asked me to come over because they were having food they know I can't eat. They're good friends. I said, well, I'll eat before I come, and I did. And I brought my my dandy blend with me, and I enjoyed a nice cup of dandy blend with them. They didn't understand that, but I find that just being part of this group, it's a motivating thing. It's when I go, it's permeating. I mean, when I go to the store, I'm in the vegetable department, and I'm looking to see if I could dare to do that bok choy. What do I do with it? How do I cook it? That type of thing. So, yeah, I'm investigating, but it's the whole day is thinking about how am I going to do that, and what am I going to have for dinner, and how I put those vegetables together. And I do like that, in that all encompassing. That's where my focus is today. And I do have a tough time at night, and I know because I'm tired. And when I'm tired, my guard goes down, and that's why I have to go to sleep. If I'm tired, I just get into bed and go to sleep. Because that's when I would break down, and a little thing here or a little bit there just to get me by. And I can't do that. But thanks everybody for being here. It's a great motivating just to be here on Tuesday and Thursday night. I'm also on Tuesday night, but yeah, Lulu, you come to this grocery store with me, whether you know it or not. So.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Bok choy is good raw too. You could just, I would slice it in like little slivers and put it in a salad. It's good.
Okay.
But
I'll try it.
But most of the time I cook it. But do you have an Instant Pot?
I do.
I think I made bok choy in the Instant Pot in one of my videos. I think I might have been in Iowa maybe when I did that.
Well, you did one upside down, did you? You put one upside down and one right side up to make room? Was that the...
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just stood them all up in the bottom, stood them up, and like the leaves were kind of coming out, but I just kind of squished them down.
Okay, I thought you went upside down. I don't remember.
And then just 0 minutes.
0 minutes, okay.
With a little bit of water at the bottom, and if you wanted to put I don't know if you like ginger, you could put a hunk of ginger in the water and let it kind of pressure cook with ginger, because it's you can put some soy sauce on it. I mean, I just have it plain with the oil on it. It's good, but people like it kind of like Asian style.
Soy sauce has gluten in it, and I can't.
Right. Barb mentioned one tamari sauce. I think tamari sauce, and there's
Bragg's
also
amino.
Bragg's amino. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. Just see if
I
you
have
like
the
it.
amino. Well, thank you.
It's like in the cabbage family. It's in the cabbage family. It's good.
So, real quick, for Mary and Sherry, you both mentioned that at night it's difficult. And I can tell you for me, nighttime is also difficult. And I've mentioned this before, but I'll just reiterate it again. I still sometimes get that urge that I need to eat something after I just ate my big meal. And I'm like, what's up with that? So I drink tea. So I drink herbal tea. I drink chamomile. It's supposed to be soothing for the nighttime, so I don't get all jacked up on caffeine because I don't need it. And so anyway, so if you get that, try a hot cup of tea, and it just, I don't know what it does, but it helps me, and so maybe it'll help you. So
even if it just keeps you busy. You have a cup of tea, and it's just like the kind of the hand to mouth thing, But yeah, Mary, I do the same thing as you. I just go to bed. Even if I have my laptop with me, and I might be on the putzing around online for 2 hours, but I'm in bed. It's just where I want to be when I'm feeling tired, and there's just nothing for me to stay up for, because I start my day early, and I don't need to be staying up, getting hungry and all that stuff, just forget about it. Just kitchen's closed. Thanks, Mary.
Hi, Karen. It's nice to see you here tonight.
Hi, Karen.
Hi. You spoke to me, Lulu. I've never shared.
Yeah.
I've been here at the beginning, but I'm the quiet, introverted one. But anyway, I've been here since the beginning. I've lost 25 pounds so far.
Lovely.
And
Good for
and
you.
my motivation is my pain is gone. I was to the point where I had to wear back brace. I was taking aspirin, omegas, and I still had to end up in bed during the afternoon, you know, so it was like debilitating. But I don't have that anymore. And so whenever I get to the point where I'm not losing as fast as I was in the beginning, now I'm down to like 3 pounds a month, where before it was 5 pounds a month. I just tell myself, well, I feel well, you know, I feel good. And it's my way of life. I really don't, and eating this way, I don't have the cravings to binge or eat the sweets or anything. So I am able to stay on the plan. So it really works for me. Thank you.
Yay. Good for you. So you had what, like lower back pain?
Yeah, actually my whole spine. Yeah.
Oh. And you
But
don't
it's
have
like
it
an-
anymore? Just by eating well
No.
and dropping 25, you've just,
No,
isn't
not at
that
all.
just a
And
miracle?
my hips and, you know, the whole thing. No, I don't
Everything.
have any of it.
Wow. And how long did you
Yeah.
suffer with that pain? How long have you had a bad
It
spine?
was to get bad probably for like maybe 3 months, to where I was thinking of going to the doctor and getting something for it, you know, but no, I started this instead.
Good.
So yeah,
What that now that's
Yeah.
motivation.
it is. It is.
So you don't want the 25 back and you don't want the pain
Yeah.
back.
You know, I still have more to lose, and that's just an extra benefit. But the pain, being pain free, is
Yeah.
more important than
Right.
anything.
Because Barb talks about that with her her fingers. Yeah, her
Right.
arthritic fingers used to hurt her all the time, and now they don't. You still have arthritis. It's just not inflamed, and it doesn't. Is that how
Right.
it is? Is that how it is, Barb?
Yeah. I was just talking to my niece about it today. She made me this beautiful lunch, and it was all in the plan. And I said, look at my mom had the same kind of hands. I said, look, my middle fingers go at taking a left turn there, but they don't hurt. They don't hurt because I'm not eating any inflammatory foods.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
All
So I
that
can turn
processed
left
food. All that processed food is just inflaming everybody, and it's causing most of our problems.
Yeah, we should call it something other than food, because I don't think it's food. Karen, that's fantastic. May I ask you, how long after you started doing Lulu's plan did you start feeling the pain go away?
Probably 3 weeks.
Yeah, yep.
So
It's that 3-week thing.
from the very, which I think was around just after Christmas, I think it was. And then, so by the beginning of the year, I was much better.
You know that the
And
sugar.
then my wife, my grandson, and he's 7, so I can't afford to be in pain. You know? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and just that
Yeah.
sugar, the sugar and the processed foods and all that junk food, it's just hurting. It was hurting you, and now
Yeah, it was.
your body's like, it's actually rejuvenating things that are in your spine that are putting the fire out. You know, love it.
And the crazy thing is I'm like everybody else, you know, I've been on every kind of diet and up and down. And I've never been able to control my binge eating, my nighttime eating. But with this, if you have it out of your diet, you don't crave it anymore.
Yes.
And that is like a miracle to me.
Yeah,
It is. It's like,
it is.
how could that be so, you know? It's
Like I know, like if I have a craving for sugar right now, I know it's not a physical craving, because it's impossible for me to physically crave a substance that's not in my body screaming for more. Like I can't crave a cigarette right now because I don't smoke. But when you smoke,
Right.
it makes you crave the next one, and then that one makes you crave the next one. Same thing with the sugar, right? So I know that if I have what I consider a craving for sugar, it's an emotional craving. It's not a physical craving. It's not a real craving. It's just I'm going to try to fill an empty hole with food, and it never makes you feel better ever. Not once. Well, it does for like maybe 6 or 7 seconds. Makes you feel great. You're like, oh, this is so good. You know. So good for you. Good for you. Thank you for raising your hand this week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. And next we have Liz. Hi, Liz.
Hi, Liz.
Hi. Hello. Welcome, Sheila and Christy and Karen. And I didn't talk right away either. So I understand how that is.
Yep.
But thanks for joining and talking, and we look forward to hearing from you again. About the motivation, I was very concerned about this coming up weekend because it was my birthday weekend, and I needed to make sure that I'm a planner. I like to think things out ahead of time. Like, I knew that it would be challenging for me. So ahead of time, I thought, okay, how am I going to handle this challenging situation? So what I decided, and what do I love? I love nature. Okay. So I talked to my husband and I said, you know what? For my birthday, it's usually a weekend. It's usually Memorial Day weekend. I said, I'd like to go camping, and he goes, all right, let's go camping. So we went camping, and I could control every single thing that I ate because that's what I packed. So that was good. And we rode bikes, and we just had a great time. It was hot though, but other than that, we were able to manage it, and it was a great time. So when I have the opportunity to plan in advance, then I have a better chance of success. And so that motivates me. And then when I don't have a chance to plan, like today at work, they brought in a big cake, and they called it a s'mores cake, and it was really pretty and everything. It was someone's birthday, and I of course want to wish them well. And so when everybody was oohing and awing of the cake, and so was I, and but they offered me a piece. I said, no thanks, I don't eat that, but I'm here to enjoy, and wish him well. It was a guy's birthday. And underneath, I was thinking, oh, I'm going to have just what Lulu said. It's weird, but it's exactly what I was telling myself. Like, I'm going to have such a good meal tonight. I'm really looking forward to that. And when I think about it, I'm not hungry right now. So I was really just enjoying everybody's comments and teasing the guy. And, I was enjoying that part. And so the thing about the tea, because I do get that, I've been doing this for a little bit over a year, like Barbara, and I still get that urge sometimes. It's not a physical craving, but it's just, I don't know if it's a habit or I don't know what it is, but at night, yeah, I do get that sometimes. And a cup of tea really helps. I have an herbal blueberry tea that I love. And so, but the thing is, I was forgetting that that's what I should turn to. So I made a nightly alarm on my phone to remind me, hey, have your cup of tea and write in your gratitude journal. So I coupled those two things together, and that really feeds my soul. I'm so happy when I'm doing that. I don't think about those other things that I used to do at night. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
You know what I love that you said when you said that you would have your tea and write in your gratitude journal. And I just thought, like, well, what does writing in a gratitude list have to do with food? It has everything to do with it. It has everything to do with it. To just feel that gratitude for life puts you in a position that you don't need relief all the time, which is why we ended up in the fridge. You just need relief for a minute. It was almost never about hunger. Like, who says, I'm hungry, I'll have a piece of cake? You just have the cake because it's cake. Nobody that's eating that cake in the middle of the day is eating it because they're hungry. That's not there to serve the purpose of satiating hunger. It's there for a treat, So it's really never about hunger, But when I'm ready for a meal, when I haven't been picking on all that junk in between meals and stuff, when it's time for a meal, I am so hungry, so comfortably hungry, and it feels really good to have my meal. It feels really good because it's like I'm actually filling a need, like a real human basic need. And I love that you just brought that gratitude in there. Just like, let me do this, have this tea and practice gratitude. And that's a great way to wrap up a day instead of with your hand in a bag of chips,
Definitely.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Liz. And next we have Christy. Hi, Christy. Welcome tonight.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Christy.
Oh, I want to start it off like this, if you guys don't mind. Hi, I'm Christy, and I'm a food addict. Because it's true.
Yeah.
I've been struggling. I don't know what happened, but I have a 14-year-old son and a 9-year-old son. When my last son was born, I don't know what happened. I just started eating everything and anything. I don't know what happened. That's when I started gaining all my weight. I wasn't always heavy, so people always ask, oh, were you heavy when you were a child? Things like that, but I wasn't. I don't know what happened. And then I also got hypothyroidism with my pregnancy, so they say that plays a part in it, but I've heard a lot of people that have hypothyroid, they lose a lot of weight depending on what they eat. So I'm hoping that's the case. I did see in the Facebook group some other people talking about that as well. But yeah, me too. I deal a lot with the nighttime stuff issue. And at points where I have been pretty steady about eating healthy, and I say no eating after like 7 or whatever, even if it's after dinner, and I just set a time, I did lose weight, a couple pounds here and there. So I do know that does actually play a role in it. And then my husband's always like, why are you eating something if you know that nighttime's not good for you? I'm like, I don't know why. Mental stuff, I guess. But my husband also, I think a lot of mine has to do with boredom and loneliness. My husband works nights. So like right now, I got on to speak with you guys and he went to bed at 6 o'clock. So it's me and my boys, and guess what they're doing? They're on their video games. So it's me out here by myself. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Even when we go out, though, people are like, get out, get out. I live in New York City, by the way. So I'm in an apartment, and everywhere you go, there's stores to buy junk food. Everywhere. You can go out with no food intended, and you're like, especially I have 2 young kids in the summer, let's stop and get an ice cream, or let's do this. And instead of me just saying, okay, for them and no for me, I go in, I'm like, ooh, that looks good. I want one too. And I guess, like we're this week about staying motivated. And that's really hard for me when I have everyone else around me, like literally right in front of me, not like going to work or something, but my kids eating things that I think I need and I don't. So that's a really big challenge for me. Like I had my dinner just before I got on, and I had the chicken dime with the smoked paprika and a couple other seasonings. And I did them in the oven, and I had a big ass salad and some potato. And I couldn't wait for it because I was so hungry. I just couldn't wait. And I actually got so full, I couldn't even finish the meal. I'm like, oh, there's a little left still. And usually I would say, oh, I have to finish that because it's going to go to waste. But I'm not. It actually, I didn't use like any thick dressing or anything. So I'm just going to put it in the container and add it to my lunch tomorrow and call it a night. And that's where this will be getting hard after I get off the group. Once I settle down and have a shower and I sit down on the sofa, then it all starts going, oh, but you have to remind yourself it's not hunger. So I think I'm going to try the herbal tea thing though. I have a lot of herbal teas too, and they don't, the only time they get used is in the winter, or if I have a sore throat or something. I don't know why I don't drink them any other time. I have chamomile, peppermint, some orange one or something as well that tastes delicious. So I think I might just do that. And like you said, it's the hand to the mouth thing. I used to be a smoker when I was younger, very young. I'm in my early 40s, so I quit 20 years ago. Maybe that's what happened. Well, no, because I didn't start gaining the weight until later on, but I did notice that I did start eating a little bit more than I used to when I was smoking. But then I was much younger though then too. Our bodies change as we get older, as we all know. And boy, am I finding that out. And I hope, I think it was Karen a little bit ago was saying with the back problems and losing the pain. I hope that helps me because I have a sciatica and 2 pinched nerves, and I'm pretty sure that has to do with all the weight gain. And it's hard to sleep with the pain. And that's one of my biggest things I'm hoping, not even just about being skinny, but just to lose the pain that I never had before the last few years. And yeah, and I guess my biggest why would be, outside of getting rid of pain, is my kids. They're still young. I want to be able to continue to do things with them. I do things with them now, and it's like huffing and puffing. I do play with my boys, and sometimes it's only like a few minutes, and then I tell my husband, he's more of average weight, and I'm like, your turn, if we go to a park. And I'm like huffing and puffing, but I still do it, and I want to be able to continue that, being able to just go out and do stuff without having to worry about that. We're going camping in July, tent camping. So I'm actually, my biggest thing is not worrying about keeping up with anyone. Mine is about sweating, because now that I'm heavier, I don't know. I don't remember when I was thinner. I don't remember. I don't know if it's because I'm heavy, but I seem to sweat all the time. And it drives me insane. So I'm also hoping that helps, losing some weight. It used to be about wanting to be skinny, but my husband's stuck with me now, whether he likes it or not. So it's not really about that. And he's never on my case. He's a really good husband. He's never on my case about losing weight. He just says, be careful because of your health. Be careful, watch your health. Because I have to go to the doctors every 6 months because of my thyroid. So they are always weighing me. And my doctor is actually very patient. And she's just like, yeah, if you want to go see a weight loss doctor. And I don't want to do that because I know, from other people I've heard, they're going to say surgery right away. And I'm like, I don't want to do that because I've heard, number one, to have these surgeries, I don't know how true it is, that you have to get down to a certain weight anyway to have the surgery. So I feel like if I'm going to be motivated enough to do that, why don't I just keep going in that direction? So that's my theory on that. But she's really patient. I have no health issues, thank God, outside of my thyroid. So I've been blessed, but I don't want to get to the point where I'm dealing with either blood pressure or diabetes or anything like that. So when I found you, Lulu, on YouTube, I was like, yes. I found you because of your van stuff. Because I always tell my husband, I want, when the kids are gone, I want to go live in a van. He's like, no, we're not. He's like, you're insane. You're not. We're not. Because I'm claustrophobic as it is. He's like, you'll never make it. The two of us in the van, and then you start talking about food and everything, and I was like, wow, what a blessing.
Wow.
I found you because I've tried a little bit of everything, like everyone else, and my latest one before I found you was trying to be plant-based, which in a way, the way you eat is a lot of plants. You only eat a little bit of protein, meat protein, which I love, because when I thought I would have to give something up, like meat, even though I really personally don't eat that much meat. So I'm like, why is it such a big deal? But the thought of thinking to get rid of something just threw me back, and I kept just like, oh, I can't have meat, so I'm gonna just eat everything, even if it's not even meat. It was like cake. I'd go for 2 days and then it would blow over. So I'm like, oh, I can have eggs with this, and I can still eat some grilled chicken or baked chicken or anything like that. So that was really inspiring, because you find a lot of groups or a lot of programs that are like, no, 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 no. And like you said, yes, you shouldn't have sugar. You shouldn't, eat the cakes, but you do what suits you best. So,
yeah, I mean, if you can eat a little piece of cake once a week and it doesn't really affect you, go for it.
Yeah.
It ain't going to work for me. It's not going to work for me. Yeah. So,
I'm like you. Actually, I had put that in the comments in YouTube. I told you I'm really similar to your story. I'm in my early 40s. I'm trying to get healthy. I have 2 kids. No serious health issues, thank goodness. But one little piece of cookie or a cake or even one glass of wine, I'm going to be gone for a long time. That's it for me for a while.
Well, it's good to know that about yourself. So you know that about yourself. So you know it. That's where it begins. Is just that, to know that about yourself, and then you're not gonna lie to yourself and say, I can just have one cookie. Like, that's the problem, when we really think like someday you kind of like, oh, I've been doing this for a long time, and I bet I could, and maybe I could. I don't know. It's 10 years later. Maybe I could. I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out. I want to just keep doing what I'm doing, because it's I don't need to play the games anymore. I don't need the cookie anymore. I don't need it. I just don't need it.
I want to get to that point too.
Just stick around.
I want to be able to say, and that's also another hard thing, is just saying no, not just to yourself, but to other people. It's always a thing for me, because if I go to someone's house and they're like, even though they know you're eating a certain way, and they offer you, and they're like, well, just a little. It's a barbecue. Why not? And treat yourself.
No, I'm all set. That's what I just said. I just keep saying, I'm all set.
We went last weekend to a barbecue, and normally I'm a drinker. Actually, I haven't had a drink since Thanksgiving. So
good for you.
I said, no, that's enough, because then I start drinking, and depending on what I'm drinking, I eat some chips or whatever, and it just keeps piling in. And I'm a heavy drinker. Once I get started, that's it. I'll even go out of my house and go buy more if I ran out. Some people would just be like, I'm not getting dressed again, and I'm not going out. I would. And I do that too for junk food as well. If I really, really, really want something, and it's really hard.
I've traveled for junk food. I've traveled too. Yeah, I totally get it. But you don't need to do that anymore, Christy.
Because on almost every other corner, there's a store to get something. So I have to learn how to say no to myself and others.
Yep.
And weekend, I didn't take a single drink. They offered, I said no.
That's how you say no to others. That's how you say no to others about food. The same way you said no to others for the alcohol, because you've made the decision about the alcohol. And the answer is no matter how many somebody says, just have one glass of wine, just one. The answer is no.
No.
And so for me, it's just like the same with the food. It's like, have this? I've been working all day making this. You know something? That looks beautiful. You're an amazing cook. I'm sure it's delicious, you know? And sometimes if you just change the subject, they forget about it. They forget about it anyway. Yeah. But, you know, you want it bad enough, you make it happen.
I've learned lately, because I'm heavier now, and I almost feel like on both sides of the family, I might almost be one of the heaviest. Because we do, both of our families are on the thinner side. They've all been blessed that they haven't gained as much weight and stuff. But so I would say, no, I can't, thank you, because of my health.
Yeah.
And then they stop because they know I do need to lose weight.
And I'll make another suggestion. Instead of using the word can't, you just use the word don't. Instead of
I choose not to.
No, instead of I can't eat that, I don't eat that. I just don't eat that.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah,
that's very helpful because it gives a whole different connotation. Like when I say I can't, it insinuates that I wish I could, but I can't. When you say you don't, it insinuates I don't.
And that's what I'm dealing with the other fad diets or whatever fad diets. I can't have that. I can't have that. And then all of a sudden I'm like, screw it. And then I go and eat a whole bunch of things I know I should.
Hey, because you know, right now, today, I can eat anything I want. Right this minute, I can eat anything I want. So I don't eat something because I don't not eat something because I can't. I don't eat it because I don't. I just don't, you know. Keep serving yourself well, Christy.
Thank you. Thank you guys for listening.
Yes, and thank you for sharing yourself with us.
Quickly to Christy, we've talked about this before, so maybe you'd want to see the other videos, but the sugar addiction is real, and so if you feed it at all, it's like nicotine. If you have that one cigarette, you've fed the addiction, and now you got to get it out of your system. So I'm so happy that you're here and that you've started. And it will take about 3 weeks for that sugar feeling to go away. But if you stop the sugar, stop eating anything with sugar. So that's added sugar if you have something that has a label. So it's not like sugar from a strawberry or sugar from an apple. It's added sugar. It'll take about 3 weeks. But that in itself will help immensely with the inflammation. And you won't have that sugar drip in your brain, you know, in your body. So, like Lulu says, if you look at something, it's not on the plan, it's just like eating cat food, and we don't eat cat food. So
exactly. And that's why I'm loving listening to everyone, because just you saying it in a different way than someone else says it really helps. And like now you said that with the cat food, because I wouldn't want to be eating my dog food, that's for sure.
There you go. Exactly.
And I don't feed my dogs certain things because he don't eat that. So saying that.
And also, so when you're out for ice creams with the boys, the ice creams are the kids' food, the dog food is the dog's food, and then you have your food. So when you look at that, it would be just like if you said, I'm going to have some dog food. But you're not, those ice creams, they're just for the boys. They're for the boys.
Yeah. And another funny thing now that you say that is that if I were to have that ice cream, let's say, with them, or I buy a big box of ice cream, whatever, or a big thing of it, and we take it home, I tell them one, and then they come, can we have another one? I'm like, no, one is enough. Then they leave the room, I have another one without them knowing. So I should be like, well, if I'm not going to allow my child to have excess sugar or excess this, why am I letting myself do this?
You got to love yourself. You got to love yourself as much as you love your kids.
Yeah. And I know kids, you know, they're not overweight or anything, and they're in good health. So I'm not being like, no, you're only eating like Lulu, or we're not eating at all. I know that's hard. That would be definitely hard for everybody, you know. So,
just let them have.
By the way, thinking of my kids, my youngest 9-year-old, every time I put your YouTube on and he hears the music, he comes out, oh my God, I love this song. He starts dancing to this song. He actually asked, who are you talking to? And I said, I'm not talking, I'm in the group, Lulu's group. He goes, wow, my favorite song.
Oh, that's sweet. That's
But
sweet.
thank you all for
Thank
letting
you,
me
Christy.
share.
Thank you, Christy.
Hi, Pam.
Hey, Pam.
Hey, Pam.
Hi guys. Yeah, I'm gonna ask a question. Well, the staying motivated thing. Something got me, I guess, tonight, and I was making my other portion of tofu I had, trying to figure out how to make it. Last night I did it with the lo mein, kind of made it Asian style. And what I really wanted was barbecue sauce, like something saucy. I always loved sauce on my stuff, like barbecue chicken or dripping off a burger. So I'm like, I want some. What could I make to give me, like, is there a saucy thing I could do? Anybody have anything suggestion?
Saucy? Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. I always loved like sauces.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Do you like cilantro?
Not particularly. I don't hate it. I could probably try it again. Haven't
Okay,
done
but
it in a
it's
long
not
time.
your favorite. What about parsley?
Yeah, parsley or basil.
Yeah, it's a you do a dressing. I'm trying to think of the book I got it from, but I've made it for years. But you add, I don't know how you'd want to do with your olive oil, whether you'd want to measure it out, but you add either parsley or cilantro. I like the cilantro, fresh ginger, fresh garlic, juice of a lime.
Mm-hmm.
And then I used to add honey to it, but I think you'd want to add maybe some kind of a fruit, maybe some berries or something like that to kind of break up the lime, or just leave it like that.
Yeah, sometimes I like a lot of
Because
vinegar.
it could be
I like
marinated.
tang.
Yeah, and then I add a little Bragg's amino.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And maybe some black pepper, and just blend it up in the and I add pecans. So I don't know how you do all this if you were counting if you wanted to weigh it.
Right.
So you maybe have to figure that out. What were you going to say, Lulu?
I was going to say, like, all those ingredients sound like a great flavor combo.
Mm-hmm.
But you could put all those ingredients that are kind of on that free list. Say like the ginger, the garlic, the lime juice, the vinegar, or whatever, and
awesome.
then your olive oil serving, and then I would throw in, only because I only eat fruit in the morning. I would pick a veggie, some cooked carrots, part of the weight of your carrots. So just say, like, maybe take 2 ounces of cooked carrots, put it in there, blend it, and it's going to be that thick, the thick sauce that you want. But it will have all the flavors that she mentioned, that Kathleen mentioned.
The carrots would sweeten it up with just a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, and then
that's a good idea.
So if you use, like, say 2 ounces of cooked carrots and that, then you'd have 14 with your dinner.
Right.
And then you could use that, make a creamy sauce if that's what you want.
Yeah,
what else?
Just
What
hit
else
me
is
today?
What else? What other veggies have a little bit of sweetness? Tomatoes.
I was thinking sweet potato.
I'm thinking that too.
Sweet potato with tomato sauce sometimes.
Oh.
It and that kind of gives it like a barbecue-y kind of thing.
Put some smoked paprika in it. Then you got your barbecue sauce.
Some vinegar.
Yeah.
All my food tastes like it's got barbecue sauce all over it because of my smoked paprika.
If you use tomato sauce that doesn't have any sugar in it,
right?
And maybe it will have salt. I don't know. Are you not supposed to have salt?
I keep it very low. I watch it very close.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you, Pam. But I think the tomatoes is a great idea. I think the carrots is a good idea.
Yeah.
You could. So Pam, your homework for this week is to come up with a good barbecue sauce for everybody.
Got it.
It'd be fun to try, like.
I like
carrots.
doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. And what you come up with, and that seasoning that I made with the garlic and the onion powder and I use hot paprika, but you could use smoked paprika. You could use that for your seasoning to kind of get that spicy zing to it.
Yeah, and we just planted. I was doing a little project with my parents and helping them plant some stuff, giving them something to tend to. And my mom bought parsley plants and basil plants, so they're growing nicely. So I'll go get some fresh parsley, and it'll be fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then when you make this sauce and you pour it all over something, take us a picture.
Yeah.
Put it on Facebook and show us how you made it and like how it works in plan, like how many ounces of a veggie that you took. What other veggies have like a sweetness?
I like the sweet potato and
sweet potato. That would make
carrot idea. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even the sweet potato would, if you took a little bit. Just remember, if you use that in the sauce,
that's a grain.
Subtract it from you don't want. I wouldn't use all 4 ounces.
No, that would be a big batch. Yeah, that wouldn't be a 1 serving type. Thing.
Yeah.
But I enjoy messing around in the kitchen and using my creativity to do this stuff. So
it is. It's like, doesn't it feel kind of artistic?
Yeah, it is.
Now you're an artist.
I made the lo mein, and it just looked just like lo mein.
It was gorgeous.
And I was like, oh, those hearts of palm noodles just look like noodles. It was great. I mean, it's fun to do to me. And so I'll enjoy this project. Yeah. And I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh, sweet roasted peppered puree. That sounds good too.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Pam, I have to tell you, I have to confess something to you. When I saw your meal, I said, oh no, Pam jumped ship.
And then Pam went out to Chinese food.
Pam jumped ship. That's how good that looked. And I said, lo mein noodles, and then I see the, what is it called again?
The hearts of palm.
The hearts of palm. And I go, no, she's on the ship. She's steering the ship. Yes.
The only thing that took me slightly off ship was I used too much soy sauce, and being on the increased prednisone this week. Yeah, that wasn't such a good idea. Figured that out, but
so
I can't. It's a balancing act when I have to increase medications. It's always a challenge. So I'm having challenges this week, but not going off plan. Really, I'm just other challenges.
Yeah. Well, know that. So is it Saturday is the 1st? Is that right? Yeah, Saturday is the 1st. So just remember, Pam, that you have a lot going on. So whatever information you get on Saturday morning, it's information, right? And it's just gonna don't worry about it too much because you have so much going on, right? Prednisone can change things, right?
Yeah. You think that could change? Could that change your weight loss? Could that change?
Yeah, you retain excessive amounts of water, and my normal dose is 10 milligrams daily, and I've had to be on 40.
Okay, so just know that whatever weight that you may have lost this month might not show up until next month.
Might not show all what. Yeah, I'm as long as I lose maybe 2 or 3, I think I'll be very content with that.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. No matter what the information is, Pam, just know
information. That's good.
It's information, and that you have other things that are outside of your control. But what was in your control, you're smashing it.
Yeah.
Right. You're smashing it because you had me fooled with the hearts of palm lo mein.
I haven't changed the eating throughout it, and. Nice. I reached out to Christina last weekend. She was helping me a lot with that, motivating me to not steroid eat. So
well, that's nice.
That's a toughie, but I'm successful there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make sauces this week. All right.
Yeah. All right. She's a sussy girl.
Thank you.
All right.
There you go, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Sorry, I had to come on late. My daughter was on the computer. But I just had to go to my doctor yesterday for my yearly checkup, and my diabetes is in control, and I've lost some weight, and I'll let you know what that is next week. And numbers all look great.
Oh, Sherry. So now, what was the, if you don't mind me asking, what was the state of your diabetes?
It's been wobbly.
So it's
It's
been
been-
like, have you been on insulin or you just been
No,
pre-diabetic?
I'm on
No,
I'm on pills,
Okay.
just pills.
So diabetic, not pre-diabetic. You were diagnosed with diabetes?
I'm diabetes, yeah, for about 20 years.
And
So yeah, but last year my kidneys, I was putting out too much protein in the urine. This year it was awesome. So everything is under control.
oh, isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Look at the
So
power that you have. You're
Yeah.
empowered. You have
Your body's healing itself,
Yep.
Sherry.
Yes.
Your body is healing itself.
I call myself a healing machine. You know, I just feel
Yeah.
like whatever comes at me, I'm gonna heal it. My knee healed in a month. I was not expecting that. I was expecting it to be about maybe at least 2, but I thought probably more like 4. I was going to be kind of
Sorry.
limping around. It's just about there. It's just not quite there, but it's just about 100%. It's about 98. I don't think I'm not going to tap dance anytime soon, but so that's what it is. Your body is just healing. Look at that. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry.
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Carolyn.
Just a real little quick update. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was doing cardiac rehab. I had some heart surgery back in August. And so I've been doing cardiac rehab. And so I just graduated on Friday.
Nice.
And they said that I'm a poster child.
Oh, fantastic.
For healing?
And
Fantastic.
You just healed?
I
Wow.
think that the reason why is because of following this food plan and doing all the things that they have been telling me to do. And so, yeah, so they kicked me out.
She got kicked out of rehab. Yay.
Well, we'll never kick you out, Carolyn.
You might not need cardiac rehab, but you need this. I need this, you know?
Yeah.
So that's really great news. Really great news. How do you feel?
Yeah,
Do you feel really
I'm pretty
good?
happy. I feel so much stronger. I mean, it's just amazing. From the way I felt last year at this time to how I feel now, it's like I'm a different person.
Wow.
It's just completely, it's just amazing. I just don't know. I don't know how to even describe it. It just is, I'm like a completely different person. And, you know, I can't tell you how much my food has changed. My life has changed. Remember, I hate to cook. And this plan has just been so perfect for me because I don't have to cook every day. I only cook like maybe twice a week, and I get all the food that I need. I call the family, come assemble your meals. They're happy because they are picking what they want. They're eating healthier than what they ever did before. And not only am I doing this, but everybody around me is eating this way. I think I'm like a poster child.
Yeah, look at you. Wow, look at the influence that you are, you know?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And yeah, the batch cooking is just, for me, it's the way. This morning I made a pan full of baked chicken, a pan full of baked cod. I made a pot of green beans in the Instant Pot. I made some sweet potatoes, and everything was on my cooling station. And then when everything was cooled, put the covers on in the fridge. I'm good to go for a few days.
That's me too. And it is just a godsend. I tell you, it is just, I wish I could just turn it around. My kitchen stays clean. I mean, it's just easy peasy.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely wonderful. And you know, each of our lives cause a ripple. And I so believe this. and my ripple has changed, and you can see my ripple in the people around me, and how that has changed their lives. And ripples can go one way or the other. And right now my ripple is running cool. It's a good ripple, and you can see it in the lives of the people that are around me, and definitely in mine. Yeah, they told me in cardiac rehab that I was the poster child, and they gave me a certificate, and they gave me these sheets with all my stats on it and stuff. And they would have, every Thursday was talking about nutrition. And so like I shared, the stuff that I was learning on here, and they started taking notes because they want to share with other cardiac patients.
That's wonderful.
Your ripple is going on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Awesome.
And
aren't we all lucky to have Lulu in our life? Are we not?
I'm so lucky to have all of you.
She's like came to all of us right at the right time. Right at the right time.
And
I'm gonna make you cry, Lulu. That's my goal. I'm gonna make you cry. No, I'm just kidding.
Let me just say, Carolyn, it must be like for the staff that works at these cardiac rehab that you were just in, it must be just really difficult to always be working with patients that they're making these recommendations on what they need to do and people just don't do it. That's the power of addiction. Doesn't matter if you've had cardiac surgery and you're in cardiac rehab, because there's people that have, there's people that can hardly breathe and they still smoke, because an addiction is an addiction. It just trumps everything. So, you just get yourself out of that addiction and said, I'm going to listen to people. That was me 10 years ago. I'm going to do everything. I'm just going to do everything perfectly, because just doing it halfway just got me nothing. It didn't even get me half the results. It got me nothing, So it must have been just such a joy to see, to actually be on that staff and to see somebody actually listening and doing what they said. And it must have been very rewarding for them,
They hugged me when I left.
Oh.
It was so funny. Usually, when you say goodbye to somebody, you want to give them food. And typically, I would always give donuts. Is my big thing to go down to something and, give donuts. And life has changed now. And so I gave them a bag of pecans. Salted, unroasted pecans. And I said, this would be a healthy snack for you when you guys get hungry in the middle of the afternoon, that you could snack on these nuts. And so even that, because I was thinking about maybe taking apples, taking apples into them, but I took the pecans instead. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So my journey there is done. And so now I'm opening a new chapter. And so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, well, good for Carolyn. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all for being here.